his guidance. Sir has published 24 books and published 7 in national journal and 24 papers in international journals. Sir has attended 16 international conferences and 42 national conferences. Sir has holding many research papers and projects, and also Sir has got one patent. Sir is member of BOS SV University Tirupati, member of BOS Mysore University Mysore, member of BOS Vikram Simhapuri University, head of Department of Education. I request you, sir, please deliver your valuable lecture to us. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Hello, sir. Good
Just
morning, Dr. Bandela. Hello, I'm audible.
Yes, sir, you are audible, sir.
Yeah. Brahmaji, sir. Brahmaji Rao. Hello. Hello.
Yes, you are audible, sir. Just Brahmaji, sir, we can unmute themselves.
Acha. Therefore, he is unable to listen this one.
Yes.
Okay. Just 2
There
minutes.
has been joined, sir, but sir का mic mute है. So
मैं उनको कॉल करूं क्या या वो अभी स्टार्ट
नहीं सर, अभी अनम्यूट किया था सर ने. I think.
अनम्यूट किया. हेलो. या हेलो.
Sir, I think आपको कॉल करना पड़ेगा. Sir has been leave this meeting.
वो स्क्रीन पे भी नहीं है क्या अभी? और
नहीं सर, अभी ज्वाइन थे सर. अभी लीव हो गए.
कोई टेक्निकल. ठीक है, मैं उनको कॉल करता हूं.
यस सर, आप कॉल कीजिए.
सर आवाज येत नाही.
हाँ सर,
hello.
जस्ट वेट कीजिए सर, अभी ज्वाइन होंगे. I think
ओके
टेक्निकल इश्यू आहे सर.
फोन केलं रे, परंतु अजून सर फोन लिफ्ट करत नाही. हॅलो अमोल.
हाँ सर.
हा, मी फोन करतोय पण ते लिफ्ट करत नाही. बहुतेक त्याच्या जॉईनिंग मध्येच असेल तो.
हाँ सर, ओके. आपण 5 मिनिटं वेट करूया सर. काय हरकत नाही.
प्लीज.
Okay, may I audible? All of you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, due to net sudden power is gone. That's why network.
Hello, Brahmaji
Hello.
Rao.
Yes,
Sir,
yes.
I am Dr. Bandela.
Okay. Suddenly the power is gone. That's the network is
I
gone.
tried your mobile also. Anyway, on behalf of Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar, Marathwada University, Sambhajinagar, and on
Okay.
behalf of all my participants and non-teaching teaching staff, on behalf of Director SS Patil, and behalf of myself, and even on behalf of our Honorable Vice Chancellor, you are warmly welcome for this particular program on morning session with your vast experiences and beautiful in the environmental journey. So one of the participant already introduced you due to this
Yes.
permit there. So I request you once again, sir, you please continue and
Okay.
please. Yes, sir. Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, all the participants, very good morning, all of you. I am very happy.
Sir, good morning.
Good morning. Okay, I'm very happy to share some of the information related to the refresher course, which is organized by the Ambedkar Marathwada University. My topic is particularly very common topic, but the extension of this lecture is felicitated toward any nation is supposed to the growth as well as the development is mainly dependent on the economic practices, particularly the economic practices relevant to the any sector, that is agriculture sector, industries, or any goods and services. Like that way, the economic practices related to the individual sectors to the national level sectors. The variable compositions can be highlighted with the help of the sustainable economic practices. So that's why I am going to take this topic, that is the sustainable economic practices for the development of the nation, not only the nation. Particularly coming to the development of the nation, is there are events we have seen. There are two types of nations. That is, the one is the developing countries, and another with the already developed countries. So, what is the difference between the economic practices are going to be implementing and giving a scope to the sustainability for the future generation? That is our motto. The significance understanding of these practices relevant to the economics or economic stability is questionable in the present situation. And at the same time, each and every country, they are lagging behind the economic situation, not only developed countries and also in developing countries. The situation of the economic is questionable for every individual. So that's why I am taking this economic practices, how we are going to be developed nationwide, and what are the practices we are going to conduct it, understand in different mode of practices can be seen. So these sustainable economic practices are essential for long term for the national development, ensuring balance between economic growth, environmental protection, and social equity. Coming to the social equity, in any country, the variability from the lower level of income groups, middle level income groups, and highly income groups. The percentage of these three income groups particularly once we can be calculated, the percentage is very much high in the lower income groups, and afterwards middle group income groups, and only highly income group is we win, we are single digit, that is 8 to 9%. So 8 to 9% of the high economical status or high social equity, how we can be merge this type of the social equity? That is the first question we can be observed in our society level. So that's why this is specifically called, that's why once social equity is going to be merging these three groups, we need the long-term practices, particularly related to the economics. So the nation's development as well as the nation's index group, that is mainly depending upon the economy. And again, why we are supposed to be involving the environmental protection? Environmental protection, specifically, we have seen almost all the natural resources and their quality and quantity is depending particularly on the environmental quality as well as the protection. If the environmental quality and protection is utmost, then only the economic growth we have seen different facets can be available. So that is the significant understanding between the economic growth, environmental protection, and social equity. And by adapting sustainable approaches, nation can build a more resilient and prospective future for generations to come. Actually, the resilient is one of the significant buzzwords. Resilient or resilience. Keep it up of any kind of source, that is the economic sources or natural resources, energy sources, the protection of the diversity, biodiversity. The resident, we are not capable to protect as it is due to the different facets of our activities, which are giving adverse impact of any kind of systems. That's why the resilience is the prominent buzzword in the present situation. So the resilience, how we are carry forward for the future generation, that is our motto to conserve any kind of situations. So like that way, by adopting sustainable approaches, each and every sector we are observing continuously, we can be seeing what are the sustainable approaches. And next one is the sustainable economic practices aim to minimize the negative impact of economic activities on the environment and promote equitable development. So, minimize the negative impacts. Generally, once we have seen in the agriculture sector, most prevalent the farmer suicides. That is a uproaring situation in Indian scenario. Why the farmer's suicide is very seasonally observed. That is only due to the economic practices are unable to minimize their crop production. So comparatively, the input is much more high amount and output is very less. Automatically, they sensitized their adverse impact of the crop productivity. They are going to suicide. And at the same time, you have seen the different kinds of activities like other sectors, like industrial sector is also one of the buzzwords we have seen. In industries is also going to be sick industries. Once the industry is established, a lot of crores of amounts for productivity. Due to the major drawback is they are unable to sustain to the establishing of the pollution control equipment in industries. So that's why industries is also going to basic industries. Like that way, the economic practices is played a vital role in any sector they are giving a fruitful or negative impact that can be observed in the any sector. And so next one is the sustainable economic development involves the integrating environmental consideration, all aspects of the economic decision making. Generally, the integrated system is the productivity, raw material, manufacturing process, uh, and at the same time, final product quality. These are all involving how to manage in any kind of industry or any kind of productivity that can be observed. That integrated environmental considerations are very important for the economy. So this is a small introduction about the economic practices and future prosperous economic practices, how to intermingle from one sector to the other sector that can be identified by ourselves. So by adopting sustainable practices, nations can reduce their dependence on finite resources and promote the use of renewable resources. Actually, adopting a sustainable practices. Once you can think about the sustainable practices, we have the uh, our observations is also seen. Actually, in the previous automobile system, two-wheeler or the four-wheeler and three-wheeler, we have seen previously that is totally based on the fossil fuel, petrol or diesel. Presently, we are it is a two-stroke engine is available, and afterwards a four-stroke engine, and at the same time, we have seen the adaptability of the uh, four-stroke engines can be observed in the different practices. So, like that way, we have the change in the energy consumption. At the same time, the energy consumption practices is varied from one stage to the other. So, previously, 1 liter of the petrol we have consuming and giving the only 40 kilometers 40 kilometers nowadays. Now onwards we have seen bikes are they are giving a 50 or 60 kilometers. So the changing scenarios or practices that can be seen in to any kind of auto. So like that, sustainable practices are variable from each and every sector. So once our observations in any sector, the transformation as well as the indigenous technologies is played a vital role in the sustainable practices. And a sustainable economic development can help to mitigate climate change and protect biodiversity. So if we are not practicing the sustainable economic development, that is giving an adverse impact on climate, and at the same time, the biodiversity loss is already observed. So we are facing so many climatic changes. In Kerala, Wayanad is a major landslides, and and China that is the biggest cyclone. These are all the due to lack of the sustainable economic practices. They are leads to the different types of uh, disorders can be observed. So that's why we have seen the
Sir, screen is not visible now, sir.
Not visible and not audible.
Yes, yes, yes. There might be network issue. That's the voice is also breaking.
so we have the prominent understood this type of sustainable.
Sir, your screen is not visible to us.
Innovative and create sustainable economic practice. I hope network is not put in your place or my place.
No, sir, this is the problem from your side.
No,
Your voice is also breaking. You are not audible properly to us. And same problem is faced by the all participants. Sir, may I audible to you, sir?
Yes.
by promoting social equity and inclusive sustainable economic practices can help to reduce poverty and inequality. And sustainable economic practices can foster innovation, create and a new business opportunities, driving economic growth and job creation. Actually, business opportunities presently, the Prime Minister Modi is giving the business opportunities as well as the entrepreneurs, that is a medium and small MSMEs can be given a lot of margin and driving the economic growth of the communities. And also there is a job creation can be seen due to the establishment of the different kinds of business and business activities. In this scenario, we have seen the present youth had the opportunity to start up the programs, particularly relevance to the not only the software industry. It is supplying chain systems. Any kind of activity relevance to the industry side or agriculture side, that can be marketing and commodity can be explained. We have observed in the present situation. So India today, the interconnected world, sustainable economic practices, increasing essential, promoting a global cooperation and addressing the shared challenges. So this is the sequence. Next, understanding sustainable practices focus on balancing economic growth with environmental stewardship. There is a balancing economic growth as well as the environmental stewardship. Suppose this is the significant understanding in the evolutionary steps. We have seen previously any kind of product is supposed to purchase or buy ourselves. Some of the goods are available in some countries only. Some of the goods are available in some specific place. Due to this economic balancing or economic growth, we have observed this LPG system, that is the liberalization, privatization, and globalization. So the productivity is giving a scope to availability in any way. So then only the economic practices are so significantly understood. And also that is giving a scope to the liabilities means public interest litigations, and at the same time giving the scope for the IPRs, intellectual property rights, and the intellectual property rights, again, they are trade-related intellectual property rights and patenting. These are all observed only due to the economic practices as well as the economic growth. These two are interlinked with the biotechnological transformation, that is IPRs, intellectual property rights, and trade-related intellectual property rights, and patenting, that is developed only the practices as well as the growth, the environmental stewardship. So the practices aim to circular economy, to reduce waste and promote resource efficiency. Actually, reduce waste is another concept. But circular economy is any kind of industrial side or agriculture side. We have seen the tremendous changes. The coming waste rather than the productivity, how we are going to reuse or recirculate, and how we are making as a product. That is talking about the circular economy. In industrial sector and agriculture sector, and even waste, municipal solid waste dumping yards, the ash coming from the thermal power plant station, how we are going to be again utilize or reuse, that is specifically understood in the present scenario. So this promote the resource efficiency. So the waste generated from any side, that can be promoted as a resource efficiency. This is ensuring a long-term viability for future generation. So this is the aim and motto to be these three: circular economy, reduce waste, and promote resource efficiency. These three practices is presently seen in the present situations. So once we have coming towards the key components of sustainable economic practices. These are the first. Already we are talking this about renewable energy. Renewable energy sources are plenty in any country. But renewable energy sources, how we are going to transfer as a energy, that is a transformation technology is still there is a lacuna in so many fields. So transformation technology is specifically understood. There are pros, some of the benefits and some of the non-benefits are also observed. Pros and cons can be seen. Shifting towards the renewable energy sources like solar, wind, and hydropower can reduce the greenhouse gas emissions. No doubt, if we are properly using this solar, wind, and hydropower, greenhouse gas emissions are very less. And which type of technology we are using for converting the solar energy as a power, wind energy as a power, or hydropower is a power. So we are understood these situations can be seen. So that's why the energy security is with the help of the renewable energies. And future, we are finally depending upon the nuclear power plants only. But the nuclear power plants is using a very small, but security wise, that is, and safety wise, the precautionary measures, how far we are going to be take, that is a still there is a research as well as the developmental activities utilizing this power can be how it can be. So the thermal energy is one of the problem, and we are shifting towards this next resource conservation. Efficient use of natural resources such as water, minerals, and forests is a circular for sustainable development. So we have seen this efficient use. Efficient use means generally once we are supposed to see any kind of relevances that can be observed. That can be observed in the situational scenario. Once we have seen conservation practices, household or community-wise food sources. Generally, the lot of waste can be seen in the food sources because not only household that type. Once we can buy the products, bread, milk, or any drinks, even water. These are all the packaged food processing industries. They are giving a use before 6 months or expiry date is very much essential. So like that way, the productivity which can be prepared from any source that is going to be a wastage. So here we are not, the resource is unable to conserve in a significant pattern. So that resource conservation practices, particularly in packaged food items, packaged drinking milk, tea, and these are all the major waste can be from industrial sector rather than the household sectors. So we are all observing how much is in the same pattern. The drugs means the medicines which are used, expiry date can be seen. So many medicines are expiring each and every year. The calculated percentage of the expired medicines dumping in um, municipal solid waste is understood. So the government as well as the pollution control boards take a stringent action. The utility of the expired medicine is not supposed to dumping into the municipal solid waste. So they are giving an adverse impact, and also the resources are going to be vanished. So like that way, the resource conservation practices which are essential in every sector and individual community wise, the attitude can be developed to the resource conservation. So the next one is the circular economy. Adopting the circular economy model, the emphasis on the recycle and reuse can reduce the waste consumption. Actually, we are supposed to see some of the industries. Suppose we are looking towards the sugarcane industry. Previously, sugarcane, after crushing, the waste is generated that can be called as a bagasse. Bagasse, the sugarcane, bagasse can be. And again, the bagasse is in a packed manner, type of packed manner, and disposed to the some of the fodder industries. So that is a big cost rather than the production of the sugar. The transportation of the bagasse from industry to the some other place. So specifically, the understood this bagasse is supposed to use it as a biomass power generation. So many sugarcane industries are producing the sugar with the help of the biomass, that is a bagasse. Biomass power plants in each and every sugarcane industry. And another one, the black liquor, molasses. Molasses is coming from the sugarcane industry, and previously that is directly sent to the distilleries. But in the present situation, the molasses is converted into ethanol or rectified spirit. So then only that product is marketing from the sugarcane industry with the help of the licensing that can be drawn from the government and giving to the distilleries. So like that way, the waste generated from industry, any industry, we are taking only sugarcane industry because there is a scope, a lot of waste generated from the after crushing the crushed waste is called as a bagasse, and bagasse is used as a biomass power plants within the same industry. And also the generated black liquor liquid waste. The liquid waste is converted into ethanol or rectified spirit, and they are used. Like that way, the byproducts which are coming from any industrial sector, how far we are utilizing and how far we are managing, that is very much important to be calculated. So that's why the understanding of circular economy is still lot of scope from each and every sector, and how we are utilize that is our level of understanding. So the sustainable agriculture, coming to the sustainable agriculture practices, everyone is presently we are calling organic farming. The organic farming percentage in India, it is 8 to 12% still today, organic farming. But a lot of scope for organic farming, but the maintenance and practices and growing of any crop with organic farming, it is a very laborious as well as the manual and mechanical stigma. Then only we are succeeding in the organic form. But increasing population and increasing pollution levels, how far we are manage the organic farming, that is a questionable still. But there are so many steps and strategies, and also the management practices can be developed with the help of the ICAR, International Council for Agriculture Research, and in the international level, the Food and Agriculture Organization. And these are all giving the so many strategic interventions for maintaining the organic farming. Next, agroforestry. Generally, agroforestry can protect biodiversity and ensure food security. Agroforestry practices is converted towards the different kinds of practices Actually, we are unable to any kind of forest products, minor forest products, the procurement and processing and marketing. That is one of the line departments are going to be done, but coordination and cooperation between these line departments is lagging. So we are not flourishing the agroforestry business. Like that way, the food security and quality food is a question scenario. So next one is the green infrastructures. Investing green infrastructure. We have seen so many types of green infrastructures. Particularly, we have seen we will call it as a green buildings. How we are going to call it as a green buildings? If you can plant the trees, if you are managing the rooftop gardens, and corridor gardens, these are all the present day situations can be observed. The green infrastructures is how far in a household or apartment type of cultures we are practicing, that is a observing, and the percentage of the this type of activities, rooftop gardens, and productivity can be seen in some of the urban areas. And we are also much importance to development of the parks and urban forests. That is, previously we will call it urban forest as a social forests. Presently, we are calling the urban forests. Why this green roofs and urban forests is very essential? Due to the automobile emissions, and at the same time, the suspended particulate matters in the air, which are giving an adverse impact, particularly PM 2.5. That is a major problem, and a lot of research is going to be done. That is a respirable suspended particulate matters in the air, how they are giving an adverse effect on the health. So that's why we can improve the air quality and reduce the pollution and enhance the biodiversity. These are the three important factors can be observed in this situation. So that's why green infrastructures are very much essential, and practicing these green infrastructures leads to the good economic practice, particularly to maintain the social, environmental as well as the economic inputs which are giving fruitful returns. Next, inclusive growth. So, inclusive growth, that is ensuring that growth benefits all segments of society, is vital for social equity and stability. Actually, previously in Indian scenario, the traditional practices by caste-based practices are still prevalent. So the activities which are pertain to traditional practice or leads to the cultural practices, and cultural practices are transformed into a commercial practices. But in these three aspects, that is a traditional, cultural, and commercial practices, to produce any kind of product from this one, it can be included the all communities, and at the same time including the different kinds of populations. That is called as the inclusive growth. Previously, there is a exclusively but certain people only that is feasible. Present today, the inclusive growth is one of the understanding and observing phenomena in any sectors. We have seen that is one of the progressive as well as the uh, green practice or economic practice, a sustainable economic practice for the future generations. overcome the hurdles which are previously faced by ourselves. So that, like that way, next, climate change and mitigation adaptations. Climate change and mitigate adaptations. It is a proactive measure. Actually, is there any problem, mitigate disaster or a climate change leads to the adverse impact? And immediately, what type of changes we are going to observe? That is precautionary measures as well as the post disaster measures. Immediately to re-equip ourselves or re-equip our resources or re-equip our productivity within the limited span time. How we are overcome, that is very important. Actually, in this climate change mitigation and adaptations, most observed country, the Japan. In Japan, we have seen several disasters and continuous disasters from atomic bomb, which was Hiroshima, Nagasaki onwards. They can face the problem, and their routine life and recovery is very much faster rather than the compared to the other countries. Whereas remaining countries it will take so much time. Only the climate change mitigation and adaptations is the first and foremost country in the Japan. And again, once we have seen Delhi, presently the Delhi is a city. Our capital city is an environmental emergency declared in our capital city. So the climate change conditions, the mitigations are going on, but adaptations are still essential. So actually the diesel is totally banned and only CNG is used. And presently electric cars are adopting. And at the same time, each and every day, the spraying of the water in roads. And like this way, they have taken several mitigation measures. But still, in winter, heavy cold. In summer, heavy hot. Rainy seasons also heavy rains, which are giving a adverse impact in our capital city, that is Delhi. So like that way, the climate change mitigation and adaptations played a vital, and how we are going to be practicing, that is very much essential. So the significant understanding of this for particular sustainable agriculture and green infrastructures and inclusive growth and climate mitigation and adaptation. I am giving also some of the examples for your understanding. Thank you. Next one. Benefits of the sustainable economic practices. What are the benefits once we are supposed to practice the sustainable economic practices? Improve quality of life. Actually, previously in India, the life expectancy is up to the 58 to 65 years. Presently, that is gone to the 65 to 72 years. So the quality of life, life expectancy is much more due to the we are maintaining the sustainable economic practices. So that's why improved quality of life is the first important sector. That is, sustainable practices can lead to better health and cleaner air and a healthier environment. Here, improved quality of life is interlinked with so many sectors. That is agriculture sector, productive crop productivity, and high yielding varieties and genetically modified um, vegetables, fruits. Like that we have seen, these are all the uh, interrelevance to make a better health conditions. So the improved quality of life is depending on the different sectors and cleaner air. So the ambient air quality, that is oxygen concentration is up to the mark of is also. So the economic investing in sustainability can create new jobs and industries and driving economic due to the benefit. And the third one is the environmental protection. Sustainable practices help protect biodiversity, reduce pollution, and mitigate climate change. These are all observed due to the sustainable economic practices. And coming to the social equity, so already okay, inclusive growth ensures benefits of economic development are shared equitable among all citizens. So the enhanced resilience. Sustainable practices can help nations become a more resilient to economic shocks and environmental challenge. Starting at the time of starting the resilience, the enhanced resilience, the sustaining of any kind of economic practices and conservation of the economics and also the inputs which are feasible to the uh, prosperous gains is possible or not. That is understood with the help of the economic resilience. So the economic resilience is one of the understood situation. So this is the major economic resilience observations. The present day we are facing this one GST, a state GST and central GST for any product, for any purchase, we are observing. If the GST is utilizing or sharing to the states in a proper manner, particularly we are observing the resilience can be seen both in states as well as the center, because that is a capital money, pooling money, which is helping for further establishment of the uh, startups or establishment of the entrepreneurs with the help of this GST money. So the government is also particularly encouraging towards this type of activities. So like this, we have seen the derivation phenomena can be seen in this significant step. So in this, we are observing some of the national policies. So national policies, particularly to give the improvement of the economic policies, which are understood, that's why we are seeing the National Action Plan on Climate Change. This is one of the government activity. This National Action Plan on Climate Change, if the climate change is observed, what are the precautionary measures, what are the strategies, and how we are readiness, risk reduction and readiness is very much essential. So the risk reduction and recovery is how far feasible in economics as well as the environment as well as the resource balance. This is one of the government national policy. This consisting the National Action Plan on Climate Change focuses on 8 key missions, that is including solar energy. So particularly we have seen the solar energy is so much equivalence to general public, but managing solar energy is questionable still today. We are arranging the solar panels on the rooftop and using 6 months, and afterwards that is any problem how we are not able to rectify, so automatically that is keeping it as a waste. But the technological inputs, if there any problem or any this one is happened, how we are to be take it as a important significance. So like that way, we have observed the this type of situations can be seen. And second one is the energy efficiency. And ancient every industry is exploring energy efficiency. Energy efficiency means conserving the energy, or lot of energy is not utilized in industrial sectors. That is very much important. So the energy efficiency is basically interlinked with the help of the uh, processing of industry. The processing industry is manual processing, physical processing, chemical processing, biological processing. These are all processes are directly connected with the input of the power. So the input of the power using machinery is how far it will be reducing the energy efficiency. So in this energy efficiency, we have seen in the present situation, our household utilities. Our household utilities means that using of the refrigerator. Refrigerator is having the 5-star or not. If the 5-star is not, automatically that consuming a much more power. Power bill is very high. So previously we have not the star rating. Presently we have the star rating, that is energy efficiency. And 3-star and 4-star, 5-star like that range. And at the same time, our air conditions. Air conditions are also energy efficiency or not energy efficiency. That is also observed in each and every common productivities. Rather than the household, in industrial sectors, battery supporting system. So the battery supporting system is one of the very prominent and the future technology. If the battery technologies are gradually, there is a tremendous changes can be observed. If the power storage of the power, and at the same time the used batteries, and how long it will be giving a useful for the sustaining in the energy efficiency. So the battery formulations as well as batteries one we have seen. So like that way in the automobile industry also, the energy efficiency batteries which are usually in the electric vehicles. So like that way energy efficiency is maintained. And next one is the sustainable agriculture practice. We are already seen that it's sustainable agriculture practices. Presently, the commonly seen that is organic farming. And again, the sustainable agriculture practices, utilizing of the fertilizers, pesticides and insecticides and rodenticides. The reduction is observed in so many crops as well as the fruits and vegetables, because these are all enzymatic interactions. The enzymatic interactions is feasible, so that's why the quantity and concentration levels are reduced by giving awareness, and also they are giving adverse impact to the soil, water, and also the air. The utility is very accurate, and how much amount is sufficient, that much only using, then only the productivity is observed. So that is sustainable agriculture practices can be seen. And then the next one is the sustainable habitat. So this is specifically habitat is so much important. The situation of the any living organism, that is both development and reproduction, this is a feasible or not, that can be very important. So that's why habitat is sustained. Next, water resources management. So a lot of practices particularly to manage the water resources. And there is particularly the Himalayan ecosystem, conservation of the Himalayan ecosystem. Is there any life science teachers? There is a lot of scope on the Himalayan ecosystem, putting projects, particularly the aromatic plants, medicinal plants, or any nutraceutical formulations with the help of the plant products, that is primary metabolites or secondary metabolites, is a much more the Himalayan ecosystem. That is first. And actually next one is the climate change technology. Generally, the cloud formations, artificial cloud formations, and increasing levels of the greenhouse gases, how to reduce, what are the measures we are supposed to take. That is a very much essential. Like that way, these are all upcoming aid in the National Action Plan on Climate Change. Actually, this involves the role Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, and monitoring bodies like that pollution, Central Pollution Control Board and State Pollution Boards, and also the NGT, National. These are all the interlinking. Next, National Forest Policy. Forest cover. The National Forest Policy aims to maintain at least 33% of the Indian geographical area under forest. Specifically, this 33% is once we have seen each and every state, that is also calculated by the state forestries levels. Presently, now national level forestry is 23 to 26%. So we have still for 7% of the forest cover is essential in our geographical area. And coming to the statewide levels, automatically we have observed that online. So, National Forest Policy is specifically observed. Only states 22 to 24% only in each and every state. Some of the northeastern states and Himalayan region, and some of the plenty of the percentage. So how we are going to equip this percentage? Next, sustainable forest management. This sustainable forest management promotes the major reforestation activities. Deforestation is how far and in some places, and how far it will be cope up with the 33%. That is possible. That's why presently Nagaravan and urban forest, social forestry, joint forest management practices, Vanasamanakshana Samatis, like that way they are practicing this reforestation processes. So like that way, National Forest Policy aims to increase the forest cover up to the 33%. Then only the climatic changes and other disasters is also not overcome with the help of this forest. Next, National Water Policy. This National Water Policy emphasizes water conservation is much important, and rainwater harvesting and efficient water. Actually, rainwater harvesting pits is very much essential in each and every apartment. And at the same time, rooftop water, how to utilize and how to catch the rooftop rainwater. And at the same time, watershed management practices. These are all talked about the National Water Policy, which is ultimately we are suffering the safe drinking water in the present situation. Everywhere we are using the packaged drinking water, water bottle, or sachets. We are unable to use any kind of river water, pond water, direct. So the utility of this water purifiers in a household as well as the packaged drinking water. So much common in any place. In rural areas also very common. So integrated water resource management promotes the integrated approach to water resource management, considering the need of agriculture, industry, and domestics. The next one is the national policy. The national solar missions. This actually giving a very prominently from 95 to 2005. This national solar mission is emphasizing and giving the awareness and also application and the input of the solar panels is very much high. But due to the maintenance and operation is somewhat problematic. Later on, 2019 to 20, the management and operation feasible with the help of the any default is identified automatically that can be rectified with the these national solar missions. So the national solar mission is yes solar energy capacities and rooftop solar. The mission provides the incentives for rooftop solar installations and promoting decentralized revenue energy generations. So these are all the commonly observed during 2018 to 2021. But during the COVID situation, the solar mission is one of the ultimate alternatives for so many individuals for drinking water or bathing, first like that with the solar installations are very helpful. And a national clean air, this is another policy, and maintaining the sustainable practice includes this is air pollution. The aims to reduce the air pollution in cities and towns. So air quality index is developed for each and every city by the state pollution control boards as well as the central pollution control board. The air quality index is going to be damaged. What are the precautionary measures we are supposed to take that can be understood with the help of our individuals? So, specific understanding this national clean air program. This is also extended to some of the non-governmental organizations to evaluate the air quality concentration, that particularly how much carbon dioxide as well as how much nitrous oxide and how much sulfur oxide. So this National Clean Air Program is one of the objectivity that can be seen in anywhere. At the same time, this National Clean Air Program is one of the major observation that is a non-polluted vehicle. Previously, vehicle pollution control, vehicle pollution check is not so prevalent. Presently, that is a mandatory. And if the pollution check certificate is not with the rider, automatically the penalty. And what is the problem? And again, using of the cars, motor vehicles more than 15 years in the previous time. And now the standards are up to the mark or not that can be identified, and green tax can be collected, and emissions can be regulated or not that can be also monitored, and then only they can give this. So like that, National Clean Air Program is giving you so many precautionary measures and also the proactive importance can be seen in this scenario. and the National Electric Mobility Mission Plan. This is electric vehicles. Presently, we have seen two-wheelers and also so many electric vehicles. But here the battery technology is how far safe and secure. That is very much important. Some of the accidents, fire accidents due to the two-wheelers is observed, and also some of the electric vehicles, cars is also fired. Uh, that is not due to lack of technology, but maintenance and operation is followed by the instruction given by the manufacturers. So that is unable to follow the instructions. So this type of accidents are observed. So once we are supposed to use any electric vehicle, the precautions, as well as the measures we must take care to prevent the accidents. And the charging infrastructures. Actually, this mission focuses on developing a comprehensive charging infrastructures for electric vehicles. Actually, the electric vehicle charging mechanism is indifferent, directly not plugging. How many volts of energy, electric energy, is essential to the vehicle? That much of volts can be fixed before plugging our input. So that electric power is regulated with the volts, then only charging is in a better manner. If we are not like that, automatically that is giving a adverse impact. So this is the related to the electric mobility and mission plans. A national mission on sustainable agriculture. Actually, this mission is a mainly focuses on the precision agriculture. Precision means accurate agricultural practices. Accurate agricultural practices. Generally, in the north side, the wheat is a major crop. In south side, rice is a major crop. And some of the places are so prominent to the cereals, and some places are prominent to millets. So basically, the soil texture and climatic conditions are favorable to the particular type of crop or not. Uh, that practices to be modified the implementing the climate smart agriculture. Any crop in any place we have the capacity to propagate, as well as the productivity can be maintained. That's why precision agriculture and climate smart agriculture. So presently we are seeing interstate related crops is developing in some areas. Automatically, this is a sustainable agriculture can be done. There are the soil health, fertility of the soil, and the uh, soil degradation and soil moisture conservation. If you can maintain, automatically the nutrient levels are up to the mark. So like that way, we have seen this type of agriculture sites. Next one. Coming to the international policy, these are previously we are observed, these are all the national policies. So this 7 can play a vital role both in central level as well as state level. The coordination between these practices and metrics as well as the census is going to be done. How far we are achieving, that is calculating in the present budget also. So coming to the international policies for sustainable practices, actually the practices is indigenous and some place where we are doing a activity. That activity is sustainable or not. That is much more important. If the sustainability is questionable, automatically that practices is gradually lagging. In international levels, actually, any kind of adverse impact related to the climatic change conditions or other resources are going to be depleting, then uh, different countries are pop up and think about the changes and what is the predicted problem that can be how far we are elevated. Like that first one is the Paris Agreement. Paris Agreement is a global agreement aimed to combating the climate change by reducing greenhouse gas emissions. Actually, this Paris Agreement, before Paris Agreement, generally the excess greenhouse gases, that is a carbon dioxide, methane, nitrous oxide, nitrogen. These are all emissions which are giving the adverse impact of climate change. So that is an international convention. We have already seen that is a Kyoto Protocol. Kyoto Protocol is talking about the how much concentrations of the greenhouse gases emitted by the each and every country, and what are the precautionary measures we are supposed to take, and what is the implementation programs that can be also observed with the help of the Kyoto Protocol. After Kyoto Protocol, the Paris Agreement is also taken as a consideration. So the greenhouse gas emissions is how far it will be giving an adverse effect, and a regulating mechanism can be observed. So these are the Paris Agreement. Next, sustainable development goals. Actually, the sustainable development goals are set of 17 already. The United Nations promote sustainable development and addressing global challenges. These are all the observable in this situation. Next, international environmental conventions. So, international conventions are already the first one, the Kyoto Protocol, and the second one is the Montreal Protocol. And presently COP summits, that is on the biodiversity. So international conventions such as the Convention on Biological Diversity and Ramsar Convention help to protect the biodiversity and conserve the natural resources. Like this way, there are so many United Nations are framed and observing the more than 165 countries regularly sitting and doing the activity which is so much feasible for future generations. Next, international financial institutions. So international financial institutions can provide funding and technical assistance to support sustainable uh, International Monetary Fund, IMF. IMF protocols particularly giving a much more scope for industry sectors, those who are MNC companies, multinational companies, their productivity, quality, as well as the environment, sustainable. Both are managing the any kind of industry. Automatically, IMD is giving excellent financial assistance of their industrial sectors. So these are the major international policies, and completely the economic based policies are so many. Indian Economic Association every year uh, is giving so many protocols, working models for the sustainable economic practices, particularly in agriculture sector and industry sector. In industrial sectors, that is not up to the mark. In agriculture sector, the advantage of the economic practices are with the help of the machinery, the growing machineries, as well as the technological innovation can be observed in the agricultural practices, which is the best economic practices. Sustain the soil as well as sustain the crop, sustain the productivity. That is much more. And SDGs related to sustainable economic practices. Actually, in 17 sustainable development goals, these are directly related to the sustainable economic practices. The first one is the poverty, that is creating green jobs. That is very much essential. Investing in renewable energy, sustainable agriculture, ecotourism, creating jobs for the people living in poverty, and promoting an inclusive growth. Already we have also discussed. This is also coming to the sustainable development. That is economic growth benefits all segments of society, including marginalized groups, and help reduce the poverty and inequality. These two are coming to the first goal, that is a sustainable development, that is poverty. These practices are already studied in national. And the second one is the zero hunger. So sustainable agriculture, promoting sustainable farming practices such as organic agriculture, agroforestry, and food security, and reduce the hunger. And reducing a food waste, implementing measures and reduce the food waste in the long term supply chain, and ensure more food reaches those in need. So zero hunger. So no poverty, zero hunger is directly related to the depend upon the sustainable economic practices. So these are all the zero hunger. And third one is the good health and well-being, quality education, gender equality, clean water and sanitation, affordable and clean energy, and decent work and economic. 6, 7, 8. These 8 are very much important and directly related to improve the sustainable economic practices. So already we can discuss it. This is a good health and well-being. So clean water and sanitation. This is we will call it as a water and sanitation program. In the wash, we have seen several modifications can be seen. That is in investing in clean water, and sanitation facilities can improve our public health and reduce the spread of diseases. And promoting a sustainable transportation and reducing industrial emissions can improve the air quality and reduce respiratory illness. So this is the good health and well-being. We are following the Swachh Bharat mission. The Swachh Bharat mission is specifically changes the so many open defection is totally observed in anywhere. So like that way we have health and health. That is objectivity in India is the Swachh. Next, quality of education. So education is empowering, and education is the weapon to develop any individual. So quality of education is the prime importance. That is green education, incorporating environmental education in schools, curricula can equip students with the knowledge and skills need for a sustainable. So quality education is important. If quality education is also vocational training, providing vocational trainings in sustainable industries can help people acquire the skills needed for green jobs. So quality education is presently national education policy is striving. This is the Swachh Bharat and quality education is national education policy. And gender equality. So gender audit is presently in any industry, in any institutions, gender equality is a very much essential. Gender equality is not practicing in any way. That can be having legalized, penalized, and suspensions as well. And strict rules can be adopted. And promotion generally can help men contribute to economic growth and reduce poverty. That's why stringent action in institutions and industries and also the public and private sectors, they are observed. Even police departments, railway departments, and like that way, each and every social sector, gender equity is also strong. So supporting women is okay. Actually, self-supporting system is very much essential of confidence and also small based business activities that is promoting the help of children, providing a financial and technical support. Right? Owned businesses can create opportunities for economic empowerment. And SDG, clean water and sanitation. Okay, clean water and sanitation. Invest water infrastructures, building and maintaining a water treatment plants and sanitation facilities, and ensure access to clean water and sanitation services, and reduce water pollution, implementing measures to reduce the water pollution from industries and agricultural activities and productive water resources. So this has to do with the affordable and clean energy. So promoting renewable energy, and this is decent work and economic. So coming to the decent work and economic growth, creating green jobs, that is investing sustainable industries can create decent jobs and promote actually this decent work is one of the concepts which is evolved from the manual work to the mission based work. Manually based work is consuming muscle strength as well as the consuming of body for workforce or completion. In agriculture sector, in building materials and construction of the buildings, and also the making of the any road formations. Like that way, in anywhere, this is a manual to mission. So then only we are creating the investing a sustainable creating green jobs is to the help of the technological implementation. So improving the working conditions, the fire wages, safe working conditions, labor rights, will improve the quality of life. So this is all the coming for sustainable economic practices. So these are the challenges of sustainable economic practices, economic costs, short-term cash and job losses. So actually, sustainable practices involves upfront costs. Generally, cost-based benefit analysis is much more important. Any kind of productive ones we are supposed to purchase, it is a benefit. Our price is a beneficial. Purchase this one or not. That is immediately our brain thinks, and then only we can go for that one. So cost benefit analysis is very important in business. So this is a job losers. Once if the cost benefit is not up to the jobs are benefits and technological limitations. So available and affordable technologies are partially can think and managing the technology and scalability. Scaling up of sustainable technologies. Global demand can be challenging. Scalability is particularly any kind of product. The manufacturing process is extending the product international marketing. That is the main scale. Just policy barriers, lack of a support to businesses. There are so many challenges in that thing. And policy conflicts. Sustainable economic practices may sometimes conflict with other economic or political outcomes. Next, to consumer behavior. So, consumer behavior is also very much important. Lack of awareness. Consumers may not be aware of the benefits of the sustainable products, willing to pay for a premium. Inertia, changing consumer habits can be slow and difficult. So, international competition, observing uneven playing fields, and trade barriers, global adoption and sustainable practices, and social equality, and just transition like this are all coming to the challenges for sustainable economic practices. So, coming to the conclusion, a path forward. Sustainable economic practices are crucial for creating a sustainable and prosperous future. By interacting in environmental consideration, economic decision making, nations can achieve economic growth while minimizing their negative impact on the planet. This approach not only protects natural resources but also promotes the social equity and justice. By prioritizing sustainable practices, nations can build a future resilience that capable of weathering economic and so, like this way, the economic practices are very much important. That's why each and everywhere we have seen the economic and environmental and social practices. These three are three pillars for the growth of the any nation. Then we have the full-fledged intervention to see the future is with the help of these three pillars: economic, environmental, and social sustainability. They are very much important in any sector, and our practices are very much influencing for the future. Like that, where this is my talk related to the social sustainable economic practices for the future development of the nation. Only our Indian scenario, this is a very observable situation. Thank you. Thank you very much for the patience listening.
Thank you, sir.
Excuse me, sir.
Ah,
I have a question, sir.
tell me.
Myself, Dr. Ajay Ramteke.
Okay.
I'm from Taiwadi College, Purwadi, Nagpur.
Okay.
Madam,
Which lecture?
sir, can you give the insight about this circular economy?
Oh, yeah. I will give. Actually, we have the terms that is a waste to wealth, residue to resource. Actually, the residue means in thermal power plants, we have the ash can be collected, ash. Previously, the ash is not used and that is sent to the ash ponds in thermal power plants. Okay. Presently, the ash is sold to the some of the cement-based industries. So that's why that residue is again reused and recirculate for the production of the another product. That is from industry side. Okay. And another one is the bagasse in sugarcane industry. The bagasse is transported from industry to the another place. But due to the biomass power generation, power plants are feasible with the utility of the bagasse. We are using the bagasse for the generation of the power. Like that, any kind of waste which is generated from industry side or household or community waste that may be reused or recirculate or be marketable, that can be called as a circular economy. In this scenario, we have seen we have the simplest observation. In municipal solid waste, the wet waste and dry waste is segregating. Based on the wet waste utility and dry waste utility is indifferent. So the wet waste is directly using as a compost, and dry waste again segregation. The relevant commodities are available automatically, that can be segregated and reusing and marketing, that is also observed. So the reuse and recirculate by the simplest processing or any manufacturing orientation that is relevant towards the circular economy. So the technologies, particularly for circular economy, is still drawing from sector wise as well as the industry wise, and also the community wise. That is varied. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Okay, well, we will take a 15 minutes break. Again, we can start at 11:40 or 11:40
Okay, sir.
for
Okay,
another
sir.
topic.
Okay.
Next topic, you are in between, you can ask questions. Continuously, monotonously, I am telling, you are listening. Okay, I am asking. Okay. Okay.
Hmm? Maybe. Siapa?
Okay, welcome back, all of you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, all are degree college lecturers.
Yes, sir.
Dr. Somanath, Dr. Pooja, Dr. Bhaskar, Amit Raut, Vilas Kohli. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Just a minute, I will share this. Okay, welcome back, all of the participants. I'm very happy. These are general topics as well as they much more important, particularly to change the attitude as well as the personal perception of every individual.
আপনি তো আছেন না অলপ হেল্প করে দিন
Okay, welcome back.
Yes, sir. Continue, please. Yes.
Welcome back. I am very happy to share some of the knowledge, which is so much common, but it is very important to every individual and attitude and personality perception to build back our nation. That's why I can think and sensitize some of the topics to our students. That is particularly in this topic, that is the role of universal human values for sustainable development. Actually, what is the difference between the human rights as well as the human values? Once you can think, human rights is monitored by the any government. That is rights, right to speak, right to education. Like that way, in our Indian Constitution, Article 26 is talking about the rights. And our preamble, Indian Constitution preamble also says some of the rights are placed in the preamble. If the rights are any damaged by the other individuals, the damaged from the society, they are going to be penalized. And each and every fundamental right have their own penal code and penalizations. But coming to the values, values are not monitored by the any monitoring body, but individual perception. Our whole heart can say we are doing right or wrong. That can be said by individual, every individual. If our heart is giving information, your values are moral, or your values are bad intention, your values are not accepted by the society. That is giving instruction to our every individual. In this scenario, particularly when values played a vital, that's why in graduation, also in education policy, human values and ethics. One of the ethics paper is also implemented in engineering as well as the graduation. So we can think some of the human values, how they can be sustained. Actually, previous lecture I have given to some of the members in chat box. Thank you. Okay, that is very much essential. The cordial relation and feedback, which is how much I am supposed to deliver my lecture. That giving a satisfaction. That is one of the way to express our way of life. So this is observed phenomena. So that's why we have seen about what are the human values and how the placed for the sustainability of the nation or sustainable approaches different variations that can be understood ourselves. So the coming to the introduction, universal values, what enable the SDGs to be truly transformative. Actually, transformative or transformation from individual to the community level, there is a change that will be called as a social change or cultural change or traditional change. So traditional change, cultural change, social change, these are inevitable in any community. So once we have the generation gap between those who are in 60s, those who are in 40s, those who are in 50s, the 20 years gap period is incalculating, and variations among each and every generation, their attitude towards the universal values or value-based perception is gradually decreasing. Not decreasing. Is this essential or not? That may not be given by the younger generation. So, like that way, the universal values are truly transformative. That is called the placing the person and their inherent dignity at the heart of development efforts. So, inherent dignity. So, inherent dignity means each and every individual have their own self-respect and self-supporting knowledge and self-supporting ideology and self-supporting interventions. But these are all some of the persons are expose themselves. They are called as leaders. Those inherent, they are going to lead in a sustainable manner of their lives, families, and children like that. So the inherent dignity is one of the biggest term which makes the persons for a proper growth as well as the development in their families. So the inherent dignity at the heart of development efforts, empowering all people become active partners in this endeavor. So these are the universal values are so much important. Just without universal human values, we might not survive. Thus, it is essential to spread awareness of human values and contemporary culture. We might not survive. Generally, actually, any organism is not supposed to live in isolated condition. Not only human being, any organism is not supposed to live in an isolated manner. But I am the only live with my jurisdiction. That is not possible. Compulsory the interaction, intervention, and mobility and is essential for the growth and development of any organism. Like that way, human beings are very much essential with the promoting of the universal human values. This is so important. Such a universal human values might not survive. Yes, it is essential to spread awareness of human values and contemporary culture. Actually, the parents are not able to teach their children the saying about the goodness, kindness, and love, affection, and like this way, some of the families supposed to inculcate in their children gradually. They can develop. In school level also, they have inculcated some of the value-based education. They have very promptly they can be understood and also practice it. But the present day situation, due to the nuclear families, joint families are nowhere. In nuclear families, the materialistic approach is going on, only earning and living in a comfort life. We are not remembering about the values and family system traditions. We are not bothered. That's why the main values are day to day decreasing and the importance is not observed. If these are not seen in any society or a community, the cordial, congenial, and smooth understanding is not feasible. So that is the main uh, approach of this topic, that is universal human values. Next, there is a great deal of stress being put on the earth as a result of a human activity. Stress being put on the earth as a result of human activity. Actually, any kind of work is a compulsion, then only the individuals is ready to do. If that is not compulsion, they are going to be election. So the work orientation, definitely we can put attention to do the work. Definitely the attention can be developed in our body. So without attention, we are not able to make a attention. So tension and attention is releases the stress in our body. If this tension, attention, and stress are removing from our individuals, that is only with the help of the universal human values. Like say, like if anybody giving a hand for your support, simply says thank you. That is relieve the stress. If you do any some favor to other person, they are say gratitude towards your activity. That is giving some relief that tense stress. Like that way, the observations, these are the observations we face in our human values. The human values are going to be a decrease, depleting. Our human values are not present in the society. The cordial relationships and productivity is, gradually decreases in the society or a community. So this is the understanding situation can be seen for the human values. There is a great deal of stress put on the earth as a result of a human activity. Many different ways, for instance, global warming, related climate change. Why these are specifically says this global warming as well as the related climate change. Our activities towards the non-living things or abiotic things are mainly depending upon our value-based education or our values, that is human values. if you are supposed to do the activity, generally once we observed in two-wheeler, only 2 persons are supposed to travel, but 3 people are running with motor vehicle. Actually, that is against rule, and also that is not a good value. That is not a good value, human value. But what is happening? What is happening if we can go 3 members in the bike? Nothing they can say. But the circumstances, actually, the load of the vehicle is much more. The emissions are very much high, and the releasing of the silencer, high level of the fossil fuel combustion. So this is giving an adverse impact to the climate conditions. So simple observation. We are deviating the rule, and also we are not following the moral value or human values. So this is giving an adverse impact. Like that way, we have seen this type of approach that is leads to the global warming and related climate change. And at the same time, some of the lorries carrying the high load, the capacity of the load is very minimum, but they can put the double amount of the load. Automatically, the lorries which are emitted a black smoke on the backside of the side. This is also adverse impact. So the application of human values, prescriptive actions, and climate change solutions appear to be closely related. So these collective actions, the climate change solutions appear with the help of the human values. Next, it is thought that humanity will be saved at the end by its commitment to universal human values. Actually, human values specifically are different levels of understandings based on the age group, based on the gender, and also based on the community level, that is a rural, urban, village level practices. Like that way, the human values are variable with different perceptions. That is observed. So universal values allow to us beyond abstract aggregates to addressing the discrimination, other causes of inequality that lie at the heart of poverty and conflict. So this poverty and conflict actually root causes of inequality that lies the heart of the poverty and conflict. These are specifically removed with the help of the universal human values. How can we remove these inequalities and poverty conflicts? We have seen any kind of our spirituality. Once we are going to temple, once we are entering the market, once we are entering the any kind, there we are not find any inequality. There we can be talk to each other. Our love and affection is remove this poverty conflict in special places or public places. But individual approaches are different, and integrating universal values to sustainable implementation also assists countries in meeting their international obligations. So, like this way, particularly the universal value are the basis for the growth and development of the nation, and growth and development of the families, and growth and development of the community, and these are very significantly
Sir,
Yes.
Sir, please, you are coach now. You make me co-host.
Ah, tell me.
Hello, sir.
Tell me. Tell me
Rao,
what is.
yes, sir, please, roll number 60, you make me co-host. There is roll number 61 who is disturbing us.
Yeah. Yes. Just a minute. Some of them unmute the participants, please.
Sir, you are host, roll number, you make me co-host, roll number 60. Then I
Roll
will
number
operate.
6.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, roll number 60.
Hey, 60.
Sir, unmute.
No, you make me co-host.
Okay.
Or you,
Tell me.
sir, you are host now.
Yeah.
Roll,
I'm
yes,
a host.
roll number 60. You make me co-host. There
Okay,
is
that
one
is
person.
operated by 60. Okay. Hello.
Sir, click there and there is option.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'm audible. Okay. Okay, so that's why tick rating. Somebody is
Roll number 62,
disturbing.
please mute yourself. Roll number 62.
Roll number 62.
Rao sir,
Mute yourself.
Rao sir. You go to roll number 60, you click there. There you will get an option to make co-host. You make co-host.
रोल नंबर 62 अपना माइक बंद कीजिए
सर पार्टिसिपेंट जो है ना, पार्टिसिपेंट के वहां पे जाइए, आपको नंबर दिखेंगे। राव सर, राव सर, am I audible to you?
Yeah, audible.
सर पार्टिसिपेंट के जो नाम दिख रहे ना, वहां पे आप जाइए, वहां पे आपको ये सब दिखेंगे, 6 रोल सब लोग दिखेंगे। आप क्लिक करें 60 पे, 60 पे।
मामा इकडे लावा ना ऑइलिंग करायची म्हणजे गाडी तरी या इकडे
आहे का
बूट कशाला
सेकंडरीचे
नाव बंडेला सर इज हियर.
Hello, okay. Tell me.
हॅलो
Hello.
तुमचं लेक्चर आहे ना
Okay,
सर
okay.
थर्ड सेमिस्टरचं प्रॅक्टिकलचा नाही आहे सर तुमच्या बुधवारी माझा प्रॅक्टिकल आज बुधवार आहे है ना
Okay, there is a great deal of stress being on as a result of an activity.
तुमचा आहे है ना ते लेक्चर घेऊन टाका.
Many differences.
एकच विद्यार्थी.
Instance like global warming and related climate change. The application of human values and the numerous actions and climate change solution appear to be closely related. So it is thought that the humanity will save in the end by its commitment to universal human values. Universal values allow us to go beyond abstract discrimination and other forms of equity. Oh yeah, somebody was talking. Please mute yourself.
सगळ्यांना पळायचं होतं कलकत्ताला घ्या, आंध्रला घ्या, तेलंगणा घ्या, ओडिशाला घ्या, इकडे सगळं पळून जायचं. तेव्हा त्याची शिक्षणाचं महत्व काय झालं, घरच्या म्हणतो ना घरची मुलगी दाल बरं, असा लोकांची विचार विद्यार्थी असतो, टीचर असतो, दोन्ही तेवढंच लायकीच नाही. व्हेरी सॅड टू से दिस थिंग्स. म्हणजे टीचर सुद्धा त्या लायकीच्या नाही, पोरं सुद्धा. त्याच्यामुळं घेणाऱ्या विद्यार्थ्यांचा खूप त्रास होतो. आता तुम्हाला इकडे तिकडे दिसत फक्त मजा मारायला यायचं असेल त्याला पण काय.
Okay, universal values allow us to go beyond abstract aggregates to addressing a discrimination and other causes of inequality.
So these are some of the what you call issues are. तर आता कार्बोरेटर म्हणलं तर प्रत्येक एन्व्हायरमेंटल इंजिनिअरिंगने, मेकॅनिकल इंजिनिअरने एक
नेक्स्ट युनिव्हर्सल
हवा वगैरे कमी असल्या ते प्रदूषण होतोय. पेट्रोल डिझेल कार्बोरेटर मध्ये टेक्निक
and creativity and tolerance
2-stroke engine, 3-stroke engine, 4-stroke engine नाव ऐकलं का? कधी कधी ऑटोवर मागे लिहिलं असतं 4-stroke, 2-stroke engine. कधी ऑटोमध्ये असताना मागून वाचा 2-stroke म्हणजे काय, 4-stroke म्हणजे काय. म्हणजे 2-stroke इंजिन म्हणजे काय, ती गाडी फास्ट पळत होते, लवकर बर्न होतो.
राव सर,
त्याची प्रदूषण.
हॅलो,
4-stroke इंजिनच्या प्रदूषण.
राव सर, प्लीज डू वन वर्क प्लीज. राव सर,
नवीन गाड्या ज्या आल्या, ज्या बटनवर मारले केले की आपण
some of the
समोरून गेलं तरी तुम्हाला धूर दिसतो.
सर, you are host now in the meeting.
कार्बोरेटर मध्ये
there is participants, you go to participants.
का छोटी वेगळी
See the roll number 60, you make me co-host.
प्रदूषण
Now there are too much disturbance in the meeting.
म्हणून टेक्निक मध्येच आपला चेंज केलं की जेव्हा ते पडतो.
Okay. Okay, universal human values, that is inner strength, creativity, tolerance, and social skills. These are all the universal values. Coming to their inner strength, there are two: happiness and health, and creativity, love and gratitude, and tolerance, integrity and compassion, and social skills, that is a competition with peace. These are all the divided values. So you can see the different. First, what is the inner strength? Inner strength is very much essential for every individual, because if you are not having the inner strength, you are unable to do the work in a effective levels, and at the same time finishing of the given work is not up to the mark. So the inner strength is giving the planning, designing, and work orientation, how it can be decided, that it can be given our inner strength. Once we have any kind of assignment, administrative assignment or teaching assignment or any kind of assignment, once you can assign, automatically the inner strength is giving a strength to do in a utmost I do my level best, we can say. Like that way, you can do your level best with the help of the inner strength. The inner strength fosters the resilience, enabling to individuals and communities to overcome challenges and adapt to changing the circumstances. This is the major significance of the inner strength. And again, resilience, inner strength resilience is supposed to be observed. Again, it will be a much more inner strength for the women rather than the men, because their commitment towards the work, their commitment towards the maintaining the family system, their commitment to take issues relevant to their children with the help of the inner strength. The inner strength is not supposed to be educated or uneducated. That is immaterial. Every individual have the inner strength. That inner strength is doing towards the positive side or negative side. That can be a much more important. If the positive side of the inner strength is leads to the nation or leads to the sustain. If the inner strength is weak, automatically the sustainable is not feasible. So a strong sense of purpose can motivate individuals to contribute a sustainable and work towards a better future. So this is the objectivity of the inner strength. So that's why we have seen the inner strength levels of every individual may be calculated with the help of the observations. So this is observed phenomena can be seen. Like that way, understanding scenario of the individuals can be seen in different facets of the life. So inner strength is a much more important when value, which is giving a so significant availability. Next, health. Good health is essential productivity and well-being, enabling individuals to contribute effective to sustainable development. And coming to the health, health played a vital role. Generally, the health is depending upon the our lifestyle, and at the same time, that is also depending upon the what type of food we are consuming. That is majorly observable in the health criteria. So this health is specifically due to the enormous situations. The good health is questionable in the present situation. That is based on the age-wise, as well as the unusual ages. That is a childhood onwards. We are identifying the different kinds of abnormalities in their health. The abnormal consuming of the food behavior. These are all giving the adverse impact. So, like they can affect the sustainable development and quality of life. Healthy individuals and communities enjoy higher quality of life, which is a key goal for sustainability. So, quality of life we are already observed in Indian scenario. The life, specifically after retirement, the people are so much happy rather than the working situations, because working situations is so much stress, tension, and maintaining the relations with their administrator as well as the workmen facing the different situations. So the love. These are all the universal human values. Just we can go just a simple man. Okay, compassion. Love and compassion foster empathy and understanding, which are essential for building a inclusive and equal societies. So once we have seen, love is a complex mix of emotions. Love is a complex mix of emotions, behaviors, and beliefs associated with the strong feelings of affection and prospectiveness of prospectiveness, warmth, and respect for another person. So not only a compassion, it is a mix of emotions, generally basing on the age groups, basing on the family relationships, and basing on the workplace as well as the colleagues. These are all the different emotions we have seen. Different emotions are particularly based on the behavior and their views. And strong feelings towards the affection is how far it will be to show the affection to the other person or not. That is also a judgeable phenomena in the present situation. So, like that way, compassion, emotion,
And you are not audible.
okay, just. So that is the important of the as to the creativity. Innovation, creativity drives the innovation. Generally, the creativity is also observable phenomenon. The present day is particularly the creative of things or creativity, particularly their level of understandings that is mainly depending upon the innovations. So creativity drives innovations, which is essential for finding new solutions to environment and social problems. Generally, any kind of social problem that may leads to the environment. Actually, that is starting from the individual and then the family, that is spread to the community, and after spreading the community, that is going to become a. Suppose we see generally our own from our household waste is not supposed to dump on the road because that is one of the social problem. So if you are not supposed to dump on the road, so that's why this social problem is developing the rules. That is your social problem is a social problem leads to the. So creativity thinking can lead the development of a sustainable technologies and practices. Next, gratitude. Gratitude is consisting of the appreciation and conservation. These are the two values. Gratitude fosters the appreciation for the natural world and the resource we have. Actually, gratitude, even though we are gratitude to the God in every religion, what you have think that can be happened in your life, automatically we say the gratitude to the God. We are saying the gratitude to the God, and at the same time you are also give the gratitude to the fellow human being, then only the values or leads to the sustainable development. So, natural world and the resource we have, that is a sense of gratitude can motivate individuals and communities to conserve resources and protect the environment. So that is the understood with the help of the gratitude, that is appreciation and conservation is giving a passion towards the things in a different facets of our life. If the compassion as well as the passion is not observed, the motivating the things is not up to them. Next, social skills. Collaboration. Collaboration is very much essential. The strong social skills enable to individuals to work effectively with others, fostering a cooperation and collaboration. And cooperation and collaboration aspects coming to the any workplace, we are understood the appropriate collaboration, and at the same time cooperation is needed to complete the work nature as well as the service sectors and productivity sectors. This leads to the cooperation. And community building. Social skills are essential for building a strong community and promoting a social cohesion. So the community building is also one of the significant observation that can be seen. So the social community building is very much essential. Next, peace. Peace is a consisting is to harmony and conflict resolution. If we are in a peace, we are going to develop harmony. The peace is not with ourselves, that harmony is not creating and conflict can be done. So peace is essential for creating a sustainable world. Peaceful conflict resolutions is a crucial for addressing a social and challenges. So nowadays we are exploring the global peace. See the lack of peace, harmony, that is Russia and Ukraine war, and Israel and Palestine war, and the conflict resolutions are not up to the mark due to lack of the peaceful conflict resolutions. Are you understood? I think this is very much important. Peaceful conflict resolutions are essential from the any two countries or any two regions or any two non-controversial idealisms, spiritualism, as well as political identity. These are all due to lack of peace. There we are finding the conflict resolution. So peace is one of the universal values which is essential to maintain the harmony and resolve the any conflict between the people, places, as well as the persons and community levels and state levels and also the nation levels. Like that way, we have seen this conflict resolutions can be feasible only with the help of the peace. So interstate water bars and interstate relations relating the boundaries, these are all the due to lack of the peace. Next, integrity. We have the one of the seat in education institution, that is a national integrity seat. Previously, from other state, there's those who are coming to the another state. We are giving extra seat and giving to this NI quota, national integration. So to develop the national integrity. So that's why the integrity is the prominent. That is a trust. That is integrity builds trust and credibility, which are essential for effective leadership and governance. So actually, this integrity is maintaining the bureaucrats, Indian administrative services and Indian police services, and other civil and allied services. They have the integrity because one state is origin, but they are posted to the different states. He is capable to integrate those people of the state. Then only he will transfer to that particular place. So integrity is one of the credential for bureaucrats. They can integrate in anywhere, any people, and do the service for the sustainable development. So that is the trust is dependent. Next, ethical behavior. Integrity ensures that economic and social activities are conducted by ethically and responsibly. This is observed in the integrity, trust as well as the ethics. Next, tolerance. Next, tolerance. Tolerance is for delivery and promotes respect. Actually, tolerance is the way of willingness to accept and respect. Tolerance is the willingness to accept and respect others' differences, opinions, beliefs, even if they contradict our own. Then we have the tolerance. Types of tolerances: cultural tolerances, religious tolerances, social tolerances, intellectual tolerances, emotional tolerances. These are all the 5 types of tolerances that may be practiced in a good manner automatically. The sustainable development. See, you have seen the cultural tolerance. Cultural tolerance means that is based on the culture used in the particular places, and religious tolerance. Automatically, you can love each other secular manner. Give the religious tolerance and social tolerance, accepting people from various backgrounds and identities. You can give that, and intellectual tolerances and emotional tolerance. These are all the important for the tolerance, diversity. So promotes diversity and inclusivity, empathy and understanding, and encourages the constructive dialogue, and supports the human rights and dignity. These are all coming to that. So diversity and inclusion. Tolerance is essential for creating an inclusive and equitable societies. We have seen next, happiness. Happiness is a well-being. Happiness. Happiness well-being, happiness is a fundamental human right and a key indicator of well-being. So happiness is a positive and emotional state characterized by feeling of joy. Characterized by feeling of joy, happiness means. This happiness is a hedonic happiness, a pleasure-seeking, and eudaimonic happiness, living meaningful life, or flourishing happiness, overall well-being. These are the 3 types of happinesses can be seen. And happiness is also one of the motivation towards positive emotions, engagement of the work, relationship, meaning, purpose, significance, and contribution, accomplishments, achievement, progress. These are all the same. Happiness strategies: practice gratitude, cultivate mindfulness, engage activeness that brings the joy, nurture positive relationship, set a realistic goals, and seek meaning and purpose, develop the resilience. These are all the happiness strategies. So the mindset particularly towards this happiness as a universal human value, which is cultivated by ourselves with different facets of our interactions, like relationships, workplace, and social interventions, and functions, and any kind of our approaches to the society. We must be a happiness, then only we can be motivate anyone. So a happy and fulfilled population is more motivated to contribute to sustain. Compassion. So compassion is one of the 5 universal human values. You can show the empathy, not sympathy. Empathy is we can consent. We are here to do for you. Like that way, only you can show empathy, but not sympathy. Particularly any physically handicapped, we can show the empathy, not sympathy. If we show the sympathy, they can. So sympathy is not a universal value, but empathy is a universal value. Compassion fosters the empathy and understanding, which are essential for addressing a social and environmental challenges that is much more important. And social justice, compassion can motivate individuals and communities to work towards the social justice and so this is compassion. Next, connection. Community connections as well as the collaborative connections are very much essential. These are the human values. Community connections as well as the collaboration connections. A sense of connection to others and to the natural world is essential for sustainability. And a connection fosters collaborations and cooperation, which is crucial addressing our global challenges. Once we have seen the community connection and collaboration connections, this is a national level, state level, or international level, or a community level, a local level. That may be also important to develop the sustainable development with this universal. So, contribution to sustainable development. How we have seen the above universal values, they are how to contribute to the sustainable here see. Universal human values are important for sustainable development because they can help achieve a balance between economics, social, and environment. Any universal value is directly or indirectly linked with the socials, economics, and environmental. So these three are the 3 pillars for sustainable development already in previous lecture. But these 3 pillars are basically depending upon the universal human values, value-oriented education, ethics, morals, and at the same time, the innovative practices also consisting the ethics can follow the games, sports. These are all the based on the human values. So, like that way, we have seen in these contributions, we can be gender equality. The first two, the fundamental human right, and one of the 17 sustainable goals set by the United Nations. This is the gender equality. Gender equality is achieved ourselves with the human values. Next one, education. Education is a fundamental human right that contributes to all 3 dimensions of the system. 3 dimensions means economic, social, and education. The new education policy is based on the uh, 5 principles. That is the quality, equity, affordability, accessibility, and accountability. These are the 5 components are implemented in the new education policy. That is a quality, equity, affordability, and accessibility and accountability. These 5 are very essential in the education system in the new education policy. So we are striving the equity, we are striving the quality, we are striving the affordability, and we are also to the accessibility and the accountability is also seen in the education. So this fundamental education as a human right orientation that can be as assessed with the help of this new education policy, this 5 years. And disaster risk reduction. Previously, disaster risk reduction is only one of the documentary procedures. Presently, that is applicable. We have seen any disaster, immediately NDRF teams, National Disaster Risk Force, is intervened and pre-disaster as well as the post-disaster, what to do and how to save the people and how to save their belongings and how to save the children as well as the old people. Like that way, the vulnerability is protected by the different disaster risk managements. So, public awareness and education can help the strengthening the community resilience reduction, risk and tackling climate change. These are all the contributions to the sustainable. Next, human capital. Human capital is also improving the education, health, and environmental awareness campaigns help promote a sustainable and economic. Right? So presently, this human capital, actually, we are all allied, educated, working, and doing things, but still we have the refresher courses, orientation courses, and sometimes the training programs, which are going to be the part and parcel of our doing the duties, because the diversion or attitude is promote towards our job nature. That's why human capital, improving our education skills, training skills, teaching skills, and at the same time research skills. These can be co-op due to the human capital. And health checkups, health maintenance. Is there any abnormality in the health? What are the reasons, symptoms, how we can be cope up? Like that way, and at the same time, environment, our surrounding environment quality, the air quality, water quality, soil quality, how we quickly see. Like that way, we have seen this are all the human capital can promote sustain. Just innovation and technology. Intellectual property can drive the economic, social, and environmental, cultural. Actually, telling the intellectual property rights. Any kind of available natural product is going to be processed and used. That is called as the intellectual. Suppose once we have seen the turmeric. Turmeric is a natural product from the plant-based product. The turmeric is procured from the soil, dried, and afterwards, after drying, we are to make a powder. And after making a powder, added some essence. That is, essence can be added value. So this type of procedure has having some intellectual property. Like that way, intellectual property is innovative and technological. Like that, any plant-based products are transformed into a aromatic plant, aromatic compound, aromatic products, or a painkillers, or a cosmetics, or other kind of utilities. They are all under the innovation. Next, waste management. A key energy, a key challenge, sustainable development and waste product. We have seen the challenges due to the universal human values and the cultural and contextual differences. Particularly, this is a very right observation. This is one of the challenges. How to resolve this challenge, maintain the universal balance. So, that is a universal human values intended transcended cultures and interpreted different across the societies. creating a tension and hindering global cooperation on sustainable initiative due to the significant differences in consumption pattern and environmental priorities. Example, in some countries, the economic growth takes a precedence over the environmental conservation, while others prioritize environmental stewardships. This creates a conflict when trying to apply universal values to both parties. So, the conflict between the economic growth as well as environmental conservation, but it is not supposed to be maintaining. Some issues can be differentiated. So that is the contextual differences leads to the conflict. How to resolve this is one of the important significant in the future generations. Next one is the economic pressure and short-term gains. Actually, any individual where the money is there, they can go towards the materialistic approach. That is the present situation. After completion of the graduation, everyone is supposed to do the job and earn money for my comfort life, like that way that they are thinking. But the quality of life as well as the essence of the life is interlinked with the human values and relationship maintenance and development of the wisdom. These are all the practices to be essential for present. Governments and business prioritize the economic growth, often ignoring a long-term sustainability and environmental degradation and a universal values like a responsibility for future generations. The present is the responsibility at most lacking in this society. So it is not imposed by any individual, by any person. This is only intrinsic value, and it is not developed through the words, through the engage, but that is a intrinsic value. Example, corporations involved in extractive industries like mining and oil drilling often prioritize the profit over environmental protection, even when sustainable alternatives are available. The conflict between the economic interest and long-term sustainability creates a significant challenge in aligning with the universal values. So this is the economic pressure and short-term gains. Particularly the mining activities and drilling activities, we have not bothered about the environmental degradation. We have the purpose of the gaining the oil, gaining the gas. Political will and corruptions. Political leaders must champion universal human values for sustainable corruption hinders implementation due to the misallocation of resources, illegal logging, and environmental degradation, and hindering the achievement of sustainable. Example, in some countries, weak governance allows companies to bypass the environmental regulations through bribes or political connections, leading to the environmental harm and inequality, despite the presence of the universal values in national or in rhetoric. So this is the political will and corruption challenge and global inequality. Unequal wealth distribution in developing nations hinders the universal values like social justice and responsibility, and they often prioritize the immediate needs over long-term sustainability. A developing country might prioritize industrialization and deforestation for economic development over conservation, viewing these activities as essential to lifting its population out of poverty. So resettlement and resettlement activities are very much essential. And conflicting interest between stakeholders. Stakeholders including Governments, corporations, local communities, and international organizations often have conflict interest in sustainable development, leading to the competition instead of the collaboration. Example, a multinational corporation might prioritize the profit and economic, while local communities affected by its operations prioritize environmental conservation and social justice. These conflicts interest can make it difficult to apply universal values that emphasize justice, equity, and shared responsibility. So this is the one of the conflict actually presented a recent port constructions, airports, and shipping ports and road 6 lanes road formation, and like this developmental activities which are all the conflict interest between the stakeholders and the construction. So lack of public awareness and engagement. So universal human values are crucial to sustain development, yet often unacknowledged among the general public. And technological infrastructure and barriers. This is also the understanding sustainable development and technologies that can be seen. Next, resistance to change and status quo bias. Actually, observe the alignment of human behavior and policies with the universal values, the sustainable. So this is resistance to the change and status quo bias is also. Next, global power dynamics. Also, power dynamics is basically see that is a universal values to sustain. Richer countries often influence the education system policies, potentially leading to the unfair partnership. So this is discussing in the COP. This is also discussing in the monetary protocol, the potentially leading to the unfair partnerships and that is one of the important issue in global emissions, and at the same time lead between the environmental responsibility and the negotiations that can be seen. So these are some of the national policies which are intervention to the universal values. I can go in a quick manner, time is going out. So the national policies aim to promote inclusive growth and environmental conservation, social welfare, and ethical governance, which reflect the integration of universal human values into sustainable development goals. The first one is the National Action Plan on Climate Change and NDCC. This is a universal value, which is the environmental stewardship, responsibility to future. And Swachh Bharat Mission, Clean India Mission. This is a public health and social equity. And a national education policy, universal value, education and equity. And a national rural employment guarantee act, MGNRECA, that is a universal value, social justice, equity, and economic freedom. So national green tribunal, this is the fighting against any disadvantages. So justice, accountability, environmental responsibility. National green tribunal. And Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana, equity, public health, and gender equity. National policy on disaster management, universality, solidarity, responsibility, human dignity, disaster management, and national mission for green India. This is environmental responsibility, respect for life, and integrational equity, and sustainable development, global solidarity, social equity. Like that, we have seen this interlinking with the sustainable development as well as human values, and what the government is going to doing as a national policies, and what are the conflicts we are already discussing towards this universal human values for sustainable development. So concluded the universal human values are an indispensable journey towards the sustainable development. They provide an ethical foundation needed to guide individual behavior, influence a public policy, and shape a global change. These are very much important. Individual behavior, influence public policy, and shape a global change. These are three are feasible with the help of the universal human values. As humanity confronts the complex challenges of resource scarcity, present day water scarcity, at the same time air quality scarcity, the scarcities are resource scarcity is much more in the present situation. Climate change and social adherence to the values will ensure that development is not only economically viable but also sustainable and social justice. Therefore, embodying a universal human values, the global framework of sustainability is a critical critical for creating a future that respects life, promotes fairness, and ensures the prosperity for all. So, respect life, promotes the fairness, and ensures the prosperity. These are all the lacunas due to lack of a proper human values or not sustainable values. Next, integrating a universal human values into sustainable development strategies is not just an option, but a necessity. By prioritizing values like justice and compassion, we can create more equitable that benefits everyone. So these are all interlinking scenario can be like this. And thank you for giving the opportunity, which I want to share some of the social relevance activities related to the environment as well as the economic, as well as the social and political, like that with both philosophical approaches as well as psychological approaches and political approaches. Like this, we have the overall enthusiasm, deliberate a social consciousness, the participants, and inculcate this social consciousness. While we are doing anything, the economic viabilities and the social viabilities and environmental viabilities, these are all important factors that can concluded with these two sessions. I hope you are all with my lecture of this one of the wonderful opportunity given by the and also the Dr. Ambedkar Manipura University of Work. I am happy to interact with all the participants with my lecture. I hope I think all are understood by lecture. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Sir, it was very informative session, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Nice presentation, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Roll number 41.
Vote of thanks कोणाकडे?
Roll number 41.
Roll number 41, please put up thanks.
Roll number 41. Roll number 41. 60. Roll number 60. Roll number 41.
Sir, I think 41 is not here present.
Okay, sir, you can propose the vote of thanks. Roll number 60.
Okay.
Yes, please.
Today's resource person, Dr. Brahmaji Rao Pandu sir has delivered a nice. Sir has explained us sustainable economical practices. Besides, told us key components of sustainable economic practices, benefits of sustainable economic practices, national policies, international policies, and challenges to sustainable economic. And in the second session, sir has delivered a nice lecture on human values which are needed for sustainable development. Thank you so much, sir, for this wonderful lecture. I really extend my thanks on behalf of Honorable Vice Chancellor, Director Dr. S.S. Patil sir, Co-Director Dr. N.N. Bandela sir, and all we participants. Thank you so much, sir. Hello, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
थैंक यू सर।
Okay.
ओके, पार्टिसिपेंट को सूचना है कि अभी जो लिस्ट मैंने व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप में डाला है यूनिवर्सिटी लिस्ट वाइज, उसमें आपका नाम, आपका एड्रेस, आपका पूरा पिन कोड के साथ आपको एक बार चेक कीजिए और आपका यूनिवर्सिटी में। और वही ग्रुप में आपको रिटर्न आपको मैसेज डालना है कि आपको कुछ क्यूरी होंगी तो उसमें आपको रिटर्न डालिए व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप में।
गौरव सर।
ओके।
गौरव सर।
और एक बात है कि ऑलरेडी अभी जो दोपहर के सेशन जो है ना वो मुख्य सेशन रहेंगे, तो वो आपको जूम ज्वाइन नहीं करना है, बस आपको यूट्यूब अपना जो यूट्यूब का लिंक वगैरह रहेंगे वो आपके ग्रुप में आ जाएंगे, व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप में, वो आपको देखना है बस।
Sir, once again repeat the instructions, sir. Given, I already given. Just now you given. Please repeat that instructions.
अमोल सर। गौरव सर।
सर जी, अभी जो लिस्ट डाली है ग्रुप में यूनिवर्सिटी वाइज जो पार्टिसिपेंट नेम वाइज, वो सर्टिफिकेट की लिस्ट है, आपको उसको चेक करना है, आपका नेम, आपका कॉलेज का नेम और यूनिवर्सिटी। आपको जिसमें भी कुछ करेक्शन है आपके कॉलेज में, आपके नेम में और यूनिवर्सिटी में, आप वहाँ पर तुरंत ही आपका रोल नंबर डाल के रिप्लाई कीजिए व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप पर। जो भी करेक्शन हम वो रिप्लाई करके फिर से यूनिवर्सिटी वाइज लिस्ट डालेंगे। ओके
दूसरी सूचना क्या होती है?
सर, नेक्स्ट सेशन एक मुख्य सेशन रहने वाला है सर, क्योंकि जो रिसोर्स पर्सन है वो नहीं है। सेकंड सेशन है मुख्य लेक्चर है, उसकी यूट्यूब लिंक आपके व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप पर आने वाले, आपको सिर्फ वो यूट्यूब लिंक देखना है और उसका समरी रिपोर्ट रेडी तैयार करना है, जो भी पार्टिसिपेंट को अपॉइंटमेंट किए वो देने के लिए।
सर टेस्ट करिए।
टेस्ट का इंटीमेशन आपको दिया है व्हाट्सएप।
सर एक्सक्यूज
सर
सर एक्सक्यूज मी सर,
बताइए।
जिन लोगों का सेकंड सेशन में वोट ऑफ थैंक्स होगा, बायोडाटा रीडिंग होगी, तो वो लोग क्या करेंगे सर?
उनको भी कंपलसरी समरी टाइप करके सेंड करना है सर, बस आपको रीड नहीं करना है मॉर्निंग में।
जैसे मेरा सर, मुझे जैसे वोट ऑफ थैंक्स है ना मेरा ना, तो मुझे आज क्या
आपको रोल
करना
नंबर कितना है सर?
मेरा सर 43 है।
43। तो आपको क्या करना है, ओनली वोट ऑफ थैंक्स करना है और वही सेशन का आपको
तो-
समरी तैयार करना है सर।
ओके सर।
यस,
और सर 42 को उनको बायोडाटा
वर्ड
रीडिंग
रीड
करना
करना
है।
है। यस,
अच्छा, ओके, थैंक यू।
चलो थैंक